Welcome to the video, everyone. I am joined here today by Cody, otherwise known online as the Mr. Gamerman 1. We're going to be doing a video that I haven't done before on my channel. We're going to be talking about each champion, like our pick from each faction for champions that look the best. So this is just a strictly aesthetic thing. This isn't skills or anything like that. Just going to be going over the stuff that we like to, look at while we play, so to speak. Cody, if you want to introduce yourself a bit, and we'll go from there.
Like you said, name is Cody, and pretty much everywhere I can think of, just Mr. Gamerman 1. Don't know why I chose the name, it's been with me forever.
He also doesn't actually have a YouTube channel yet, but if he does and we make videos in the future, I'll make sure to link it down below, so, check that out in the future. Go ahead and let us know your first pick for the Bannerlord faction, then. I think I remember this, but...
Yeah, all these picks have, it's kind of taken me a little bit, just because I haven't really looked at a lot of them, but, I guess off the start, my first pick for Bannerlords would be Mr. Horden, yes. Basically, in terms of aesthetics, I chose him just based off, I was going to say his axes remind me of Skyrim, very much sort of Nordic theme. His helmet reminds me of Lord of the Rings, and that's honestly, I thought it just looks badass. Got some cape on him. I think it's probably my favorite looking Bannerlord, I think.
That's fair. He does have decent stats and stuff too, and he kind of has that kit where it's like Relic Keeper, or even Jintoro, where you can get an extra turn if he kills the target. And this guy was actually available as a easy fragment back in the day too. So you literally just have to log in and do a couple dungeon runs a day, and you'd get him.
I mean, if you can gear him right, I mean, he does 2 hits instead of just the 1 for Jintoro.
Yeah, he's also putting increased attack, crit rate, speed on himself. It's pretty good, and an extra turn on top of that. Might be in the underrated status. He does have 5,100 reviews, all of which are fairly decent. So, my pick for this faction is actually a champion that is, for all intents and purposes, pretty terrible. I'm picking Rowan. I don't know. There's just something about the armor set that I really like. She's got that little plume on the back of the helmet too, which is nice. Got that classic knight-esque helmet going on, right? So it's pretty nifty. But like I say, for all intents and purposes, her kit is pretty terrible. Her reviews are good though for some reason, but everybody was kind of hoping she'd get a buff. And I mean, you got the weird plate armor here on one leg, and then just random boots on the other. So it's it doesn't really match on her legs, at least. But overall, I think pretty good looking champion. I actually had an honorable mention for this faction too, which is another really, really terrible champion, which is Killian the Lucky. So I actually have this guy. Leah has him now too, and he's just overall not a very good champion. All his stuff, he's supposed to be a single target hard-hitting champion, but he doesn't hit that hard. That's the issue. And this guy was a St. Patty's Day fusion. Look at the reviews on this. I mean,
just terrible.
Yeah, pretty much. Hi, Elves. What do you got there?
I have Pixneal, if that's how you pronounce it.
It is.
I've said it before. Kind of looks strange. Reminds me of a bird. I mean, with the hair is just kind of, I don't know. I know it's supposed to be best looking. Just one critique, I guess, out of the way. But then other than that, I mean, the weapons look amazing. The outfit itself looks just, I don't know, just badass comes to mind.
Really grinds your gears in a good way.
Yeah, really.
Really turns the crank.
I like the aura too. Looks, I don't know, it just looks good.
And when she's moving in battle and stuff, it actually kind of trails behind her too. It looks really cool. If only she was a good champion. I have 2 of her already too. That's the thing. I had to go with Arbiter though. Arbiter is kind of that champion that everybody's going to get at some point in their career. You look at her reviews, and she's just the lowest she is what, 4.3 in Spiders. Then that's it. But she's phenomenal everywhere else. Good speed aura. Yeah, no, she's amazing, and everybody can get her for free too, right? I also just realized very recently she actually has a back tattoo. I didn't know that, but even her weapon looks super cool. There's not much of an aura to it, just kind of electricity here and there. But overall, I think she's probably the best looking champion in the High Elf faction. Sacred Order.
All right. again, first time going through like the whole list of these champs, and one that really stuck out to me, kind of a strange one, Sir Nicholas.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Santa Claus
I don't know
himself.
about. I was gonna say I don't know about y'all, but I like me a hunk of a Santa Claus.
This
No,
is like
dude
that
just
more like
looks.
fit, good-looking Santa too. You know?
This is like a like end of the world apocalypse Santa.
Yeah,
He ain't handing out toys. He's handing out whoop ass.
true. He actually hits really hard too, and like he can be part of like a budget unkillable, or not even budget. Like if you have a man eater in him, you're good to go. He was a fusion at one point too, but like I say, he
Okay.
hits really hard too. And, like look at his reviews. He's like, it's a good way to tell in some cases.
Yeah.
My champion that I picked was actually Talia, so one of my arena makers for quite a while. Same kind of thing going on as Rowan. It's just like the armor looks really, really nice in my opinion. It's all like super high resolution too, even on like the details and stuff.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you'll see it's just kind of like blurred textures on some of the armor sets, which she doesn't have. There's a lot of attention to detail, which is nice. She's a very useful champion as well. So like she's got AoE obviously for nukage, and she's placing like bombs and counterattacks and weakens and all that good stuff. And just overall a really great champion to look at and to use. The functionality of her sheath on her back though, it's a little
I don't know how you'd
unrealistic.
actually, you'd be grabbing the blade before you actually,
yeah,
get it towards the sheath.
it's not exactly the best, but not
Unless
to
she
mention
does
this
something-
sheath is like only half as long as the sword overall, so
Yeah,
it's just gonna be like hanging way out here.
True enough. I was gonna say the only way I could think of her actually doing it, if she's good enough, just be like Trunks, just throw the sword up and lean over, let
True,
it fucking
yeah.
slide, let it slide in.
That would be pretty sick, not gonna lie. But she's also got a very unique hair color, actually, too. I don't know if you've
Like a-
noticed that, but like, there's not really any other champion in the game that has that hair color. They're all gonna be more like orangish. So she's like
It
a
looks
true
like a-
redhead,
Yeah.
which
Well,
is
it's
cool.
like kind of like a
Cool.
pink, but also yeah.
Barbarians, who you picking?
All right. I went for Syl.
Okay,
I believe that's how
okay.
you say her name.
Good choice. Syl, one of the best champions in the game.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just like how she looks. That's honestly as much as I can say. I just think she looked the best out of the Barbarians. Yeah, I
fair,
don't know.
yeah.
That's
I would have picked her as well, but there was one other champion who's actually still on my most wanted list. That's Valkyrie. I had to go with Valkyrie. Valkyrie is one of the 3 counterattack champions in the game. That's why I want her so bad. And I think everything looks really cool. So she's got like a really cool looking shield. The armor is actually pretty cool, albeit very exposing, right? But judging by their background, they're in a warm climate, so it works.
sure.
Yeah, and she's got like the
We'll
same
go
kind of
with
like
that.
headdress going on as Syl as well, ish, right? Like obviously modeled off the Valkyrie line of things, and her sheath actually makes sense for her weapon, which is hard to find in raid apparently. But
If you're gonna say Valkyrie, I mean Haikatan is fairly similar.
that's fair. Yeah, overall design. Augur and Tribes. This one should be interesting.
Yeah, I think they all look really bad.
Yeah, I agree.
There's not really one that like stands out as like. I mean, you can say they look cool, but do they look good? I don't really know.
That's the determining factor there too.
Yeah.
Did you go with War Mother?
No, I chose. I don't even know how to say this right. Gergo the Augur.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. I like the helmet. Like, I don't know, cover up the face. Make it look at least halfway decent.
He's got some like weird chainmail going on up top. Though.
Yeah. Got some skulls on the waistband. Yeah, I don't know. It's best out of not so good looking bunch.
He's a really good champion too, actually. So my pick. So we have Biggin, right? Which this is how he looks. And
It's a
I
great
went
name.
with Ignatius, which is literally just him, but with a flaming mallet. So Ignatius is my pick. He's got a really cool, like kind of like flame thing going on there. It's something you see a lot in a demon spawn. But he's also
Yeah.
unique because not really anyone else in the Ogren has that, right? So he's kind of that like flaming boy with the fiery mallet. That was enough to put him on that list for me. He's a good champion too, so definitely no honorable mentions within Ogren tribes.
Yeah,
That's
no-
for sure. Lizardmen. Who do you pick?
Yeah. I picked Romantu Drake's Blood.
Okay. Interesting.
Or yeah, that's how you say it, Romantu.
That's fair, yeah. What's interesting too is if you look at his face, I don't know if you noticed this, but his face is actually the icon for the Lizardmen.
Oh, look at that. I did not know that.
Yeah, because this guy is like really new to the game. He was just added a couple months ago.
So they probably,
As you can see,
you
nobody
know,
even
designed
has
him kind of. Yeah. Like no one at what? There's
Nobody
zero
has him yet
reviews?
because he's basically the equivalent of Arbiter. Like you have to go through all the missions to get him. So he's like the next stage after Arbiter kind of thing. Yeah, he is a really cool looking champion though. He's one of the only bipedal lizardmen too. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's quite a few actually, but like especially when you look at legendaries, he's one of the few.
Yeah.
My pick was Roxanne. Just because of the color more than anything. So you got this kind of like toucan tropic kind of feel going, right?
I was
He's
thinking
got like
kind of a gecko there.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. That probably makes a bit more sense, yeah. 15%.
Now you think about it, it's like, maybe not.
No, he's I don't know, I really like the look of him. He's not that useful of a champion when it comes down to it, but his like coloration and everything is like super, super unique. And it's just you don't really see it on any other champion, which is nice. And his weapons are unique. Got kind of like a skull with a blade coming out of the mouth kind of thing. It's really cool. Skinwalkers.
There's a few here that I feel like there could be some honorable mentions in this one, just because, like, again, these ones I feel like are more unique than some of the other, category or whatever you call them, clans or.
Yeah.
I chose Ursine Ice Crusher.
Okay. Fair.
Big old polar bear looking guy.
A little bit of a beard
being
there too.
yeah, being up north. I mean, not exactly that far north, but like the polar bears, dude. It's kind of strange. You got some claws on some claws. Seems a little.
He doesn't have to break a nail that way.
Yeah, true enough.
My pick was somebody who just got released into the game, and so I do have to give an honorable mention. But my first pick is Leorius. I think this guy looks pretty sick. Kind of like that gladiator lion kind of thing going on, right? With like his kind of flaming hot weapons, and this guy is really good too. Like he's really, really good. So if you ever get him, definitely worth the build. If I ever get him, I'll do a guide on him too. But really cool looking champion, unique as well. The person I would give a shout out to if it wasn't, or the person I would have picked if he wasn't in the game is actually Fane. Really like the armor set and like just the overall look. The color like is just, it's unique, but it also fits. She's a nice looking champion. Orcs, who are you going with?
For Orcs, this one was one of the ones that took me the longest to choose out of because I just could not decide until like the last little bit. I just kind of said, you know what, I'm gonna go with this one, and I chose Ultimate Gaelic.
Okay, fair enough. The one of the only epics I don't have.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a big upgrade in terms of skill set as well as aesthetic over just your
Regular
run of the mill Gaelic. Yeah, original garlic. No, yeah, it's just
he's like the slightly more like edgy college version, whereas Gaelic's just like the kind of blooming teenager type thing. Yeah, I gotcha. Got that purple spiked hair going on too. The cape's really cool.
Yeah, like, and again, like I said, not to mention like his skill sets is just compared to Gaelic is just, I don't know, it's not even like the same league.
It's kind of like KO versus Dark KO, like just a huge upgrade. My pick was actually really easy because this champion was on my most wanted list for a long time, and that's Zargala. So Zargala's been kind of a victim of power creep because you have this crack armor, which is an AoE decreased defense on a 4-turn cooldown, There's so many people now that do it on a 3-turn cooldown, so they can continuously keep it up. But she's still a really, really solid champion. She has the A2 that if she kills somebody, she activates the crack armor, so she still has some potential there. Hard-hitting champion. I really like the look of her. It's just, I don't know, kind of vibes well with me. I can't really put my finger on it, but she's still got like the skull on her hip there too that we've seen on some like the Ogren tribes, you know.
Yeah.
In the lore, or at least as far as like the commercials go, she's like Gaelic's girlfriend too, apparently. So
His wife.
You know, yeah, pretty much. She's got really good base speed too of 103. You won't be able to see that because of the way we have the webcam set up. But yeah, easy pick for me. Who are you going with for Demon Spawn?
For Demon Spawn, this one I feel like there is some honorable mentions because I don't know, some of them just look straight up badass.
That's true. That's true.
The one I like the most has to be Akoth the Seared.
Okay.
I don't know a whole lot about his skill set, but just
he is a good
it
champ.
Looks like he is just ready to do some damage.
My pick though was Scythia. In my opinion, this champion looks like phenomenal because you got like the whole kind of flaming thing going on the wings.
Yeah.
You got the flaming sword going on. Maybe a bit too much fire for some people's liking, right? But she is a good champion, and I think she looks really, really cool as well.
It's kind of like the female version of that Drexthar.
That is true. Yeah, the female, taller, cooler looking version. That was my pick, though. I really like her. Undead Hordes, who you got? This is where Euros is, by the way. This is the guy I was talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I could have took the easier route and chose him. For me, it was between there's a couple there. It was between Harvest Jack and Little Miss Annie, which sounds strange.
Fair.
I chose Little Miss Annie because she just, to me, honestly, is like one of the most unique looking. Like, just straight out of a horror film. Like, I just thought, like, the open chest with the heart beating was just, that was
She's got
unreal.
a really good kit as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that, she is definitely phenomenal. You said Harvest Jack was up there, too. He's definitely really cool champion as well. Got that whole kind of aura thing going on, too. So I had an honorable mention here, which is Temptress, for obvious reasons.
Tempting?
Yes, something like that. But yeah, Temptress was my shout out, and the one I actually picked was Little Miss Annie as well. She's just like so unique, and there's nobody else that looks even close to her in the game. She has like custom animations, especially for like her skills and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's got like 3 skills, 2 passives, and an aura, which even for Void legendaries is a crap ton of stuff in her kit, right? Yeah. Dark Elves, who do we got?
This one was another tough one because there's a lot of good looking champs here. I could have went with my favorite Kale just because, I mean, I've used him a lot. He's really reliable.
Yeah.
But I
older,
chose... Yeah. No, I did not choose Dark Kale. I chose, if I say it right, Ryan the Conjurer.
Okay.
Rian.
Yep. The one that synchronizes with Akoth and Euros, the champions that you picked. Or that we talked about. Yeah. And you can see she's got 2 affinities for them too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, the contrast and it, like the colors look really good. And I don't know, it just looks really, really good.
That is fair. Yeah, unique, and she's got like a revive. It can revive both Akoth and Euros too if they're not the target. She's got like a strip. Oh my god. On her A2, which is like a pretty nice feature to have, and it goes along with what I picked actually, which is Madame Cerise. She's also very much on my most wanted list because of her strip. So removes all buffs from enemies and then placing the decreased attack and decreased defense. That is phenomenal for arena. She can also place like True Fears and all that kind of good stuff as well as a fear on her A1. Really cool kind of like bat aura going on with like a glowing staff, and she's got like vials on her like thighs there for some reason. Potions, I guess, got that kind of like, you know, classic witch hat going on. She's like the embodiment of a Halloween champion, which is exactly what she was too. But like, I really like the look of this champion. Next, we got to get through a video like this with an eye tracker.
Oh god, no.
Knights Revenant. Who you going with? Who did I pick here?
Yeah, there's a couple here that I could have chose. I went with Whirlim Frost King.
That is a legendary. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess there's not a whole lot to say. He's a big guy. Looks badass. I like the icicles or whatever you call it. Pointing out from the neck.
Up here. Yeah.
Yeah. It just looks
He's
good
got that
overall.
aura on his weapon too, which looks pretty cool and unique, right? He
Yeah.
was a really terrible champion, but he got buffed recently, so now his reviews are, really up there. He's a good champion. I actually went with Sepulchre Sentinel. Her shield has to be one of the most unique artwork pieces in the game. And there's so much detail on her shield. It's ridiculous. What are you laughing at over there? I see
Nothing.
that. No, but like,
It's all good.
look at that. The conveniently timed turns. No, but
Yeah.
like overall, just a really like unique champion with like the artwork and stuff they got going on too, right? Like, and I use her in my clan boss team because of her passive, which has a 50% chance when booked of completely blocking damage on an ally. Dwarves, who do you got?
I feel like this one's gonna be very simple. I don't know if we'd choose the same one, but I feel like we could.
Trunda.
I trust Trunda.
Fair enough. Trunda is Little Miss Thunder Thighs, they call it.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's a decent champ, really good champ, and in terms of like aesthetics and whatnot, looks really awesome. Dwarf, the hair, the helmet, it all just.
You probably picked the hair because of like Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball, yeah.
Yeah. No,
A little
that's
bit,
fair.
yeah.
Got that like back tattoo and like the hell is that called? Like,
Tricep
arm
tattoo or whatever? I don't
whatever
know.
that is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't work.
Back of the arm tattoo.
Yeah.
And the front of the arm tattoo.
Who I actually picked was Molly Tanker. Got like her flaming kind of Polish sausage looking hammer going on there. It's really cool. Got like, am I wrong? It looks like a Polish sausage. And it's on fire.
Literally just a fork and a sausage.
Yeah, no. I wonder if that's what they were going for with the design, actually. But like, even her shield looks really cool. She got like a. Maybe it is what they're going for. 'Cause she just legitimately has Polish sausage right there. I didn't even notice that before. That's funny.
Oh my god. It's a
And
snack,
then, like,
man.
some sort of like weird like pine cones or something there. Interesting.
Maybe it's
But
fruit
yeah.
or something.
It's nice when you have a good-looking champion who's also really good, right? Like
Yeah.
Shadowkin, the newest faction. Interesting.
This
though, your
one
pick.
was really tough because there's a lot of great-looking champs. Is that your?
That's my guess on who you picked.
That's your.
Grungy.
You are incorrect.
Okay.
This is one of the lower ranking champions that I've chosen. I chose Odachi.
Okay. Fair.
I
Just because of his kinda,
don't know,
samurai
like,
look.
yeah, it's just there's some that might look a lot better, but this one just looks, I don't know, something about it just makes me think like Japanese, like samurai kind of, like I know that's what kind of like this whole like
It's
faction
probably
is
because
supposed
that's
to kinda
literally
be,
what
but,
he
like,
is. That's what makes you think of that.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, I guess that was probably not the best way to articulate my thoughts,
yeah.
but yeah, like that, it's just, I don't know, it's just like, to me, the most like, not necessarily classic looking, but definitely
He's got a lot of detail too.
Yeah.
Damn. Fair enough. Yeah. I had an honorable mention here. If you're going for the samurai kind of look, Eurojin is actually kind of right up there too. He has this Sashimono too. Sashimono? I think they're called it. This little banner on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of more of a chunky fellow, but like he's definitely a really cool looking champion. I got him recently as well. So my pick though was Sachi. That was my go-to. She has kind of like a rare cousin who's significantly less cool looking, right? But overall, Sachi was someone that I was very interested in because of her kit, because like she's reviving when she kills somebody, which is really a unique skill to have. So if you can bring a damage dealer who also brings like support roles, that's insane. She's got like an AoE A1, decreased accuracy. She's just such a good champion overall. I haven't fully built her out yet, but like got really cool hair too that's like insanely long, unless she's just a really short person. I don't know. And got some like kind of kunai-esque knives there as well. Really good looking champion,
Yeah.
in my opinion. My shout out was actually Oboro. Kind of the champion whose face it's hard to see. But yeah, I don't know. I like the look of this champion as well. Kind of the whole aesthetics got that kind of like Ronin vibe to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the whole
Oh,
like
yeah, it looks.
got the cool aura on the blades as well. That's actually really cool as far as the auras go, I think, at least. It's simple, but it looks good.
Anything I want to say before I sign off? No.
All right. Well, there. You heard it here first, folks. That'll do it for the video. I'll see you guys next time.